Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to talk about a truly bizarre situation that's gone on this morning in Pokémon TCG Pocket. Now, this image was provided by the lovely Cerebi Joe, the dude who runs Cerebi. He's awesome. And you'll notice that Joe pulled a Ho-Oh EX immersive card. And he shared me this to celebrate. And it says, new art coming soon. Which is a little bit weird, I'm going to be honest with you, because that's not what immersive cards look like. Now, don't worry, it's alright. I can show you what the immersive card should look like. Because the set's out now. Images are available. This is what the immersive card should look like. And there's two things to note here. Firstly, it's beautiful. Nanahara, the artist, has absolutely crushed it. And secondly, there's nothing in this art, at first glance, when you look at this card, there's nothing here that would suggest something's gone wrong. There's nothing here that would make you look at it and go, that cannot get into Pokémon TCG Pocket. There's something going on. There's nothing here that at first glance would suggest it. But pretty much as soon as this image was found yesterday, because I mean, we all know at this point, right? When the app gets updated, people find the images. That's not a huge secret. And when the images came out yesterday, people were noticing a pretty stark similarity to a piece of fan art that was made several years ago. Now, let's be perfectly clear. I don't know the degree to which it is or is not. I'll show you the official statement in a minute. But basically, Lanjuju, I want to say, made this image years ago at this point. And, I mean, they posted it back in December 2021. And it's very similar. It is startlingly similar. And one of the things you've got to remember, right? There is a lot of Pokemon fan art out there. And between the regular card game and Pocket now, there are a lot of official Pokemon TCG cards out there and the artwork for them. It is inevitable. At some point, we are going to see fan art and official art coinciding and looking a bit similar. This is inevitable. However, they did, Lanjuju here, they tweeted out this yesterday, where they basically showed that this seems to go beyond mere similarity. Now, I'm not an artist, I don't know, but, you know, the curve of the neck, everything about the wings, it looks to be extremely similar, and this gained a lot of traction. Now, I like to err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt, because you never know exactly what's happened. I am not an artist. It looked very similar to me, but hopefully by now you've been watching this channel a while. I hope you have at least, and if you're new, hello, welcome. It's friendly here. If you're not yet subscribed, might I suggest you get subscribed right now. It'll take you a second. You can do it while you're watching the video. But I don't cover things like this when it's rumor or supposition for fairly obvious reason. However, it isn't rumor or supposition anymore, because Pokemon Pocket went and put out an official statement this morning, which is why I have to kind of cover it and come and make a video about it. Here's what it says. Thank you for your continued support and passion for Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. We want to share an important update regarding the upcoming expansion, Wisdom of Sea and Sky. It has come to our attention that there was a production issue regarding the illustration of Ho-Oh featured in the immersive card artwork for Ho-Oh EX and Lugia EX. After internal review, we discovered that the card production team provided incorrect reference materials as official documents to the illustrator commissioned to create these cards. That's Nanahara. As a result, both cards have been replaced with a temporary placeholder that the team is actively working to replace with new artwork as soon as it's ready. We are also conducting a broader investigation to ensure no similar issues exist elsewhere in the game. To all our players who have been looking forward to this expansion and to the talented illustrators who bring the Pokemon world to life, we deeply apologise for any inconvenience this has caused. We take this matter very seriously and are committed to strengthening our quality control process to prevent this from happening again. Thank you for your understanding, patience, and continued support of Pokemon Trading Card Game Pocket. We remain dedicated to delivering an experience that you can enjoy. And I know I tend to be an overly positive person, but I think this is kind of the perfect response. Because, firstly, they have just come out and said, here is the issue. I love that. I like it when trading card game companies come out and they just say, here is the issue, we know there's an issue. Rather than trying to hide it or pretend it's not a thing, coming out and just saying, look, okay, there's an issue, here's what it is. I love the fact that they didn't delay the sets. It's new Pokemon TCG Pocket set day. I love new Pokemon Pocket TCG set day. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait 2 days, 4 days, a week. I don't want to wait for new art to be commissioned and approved and added into the game or any of that rubbish. No, I want new set day now. It's new set day. I want the new set now. I love that they didn't delay the set. And I love that they didn't pretend it wasn't an issue. And, I mean, look, I don't like nobody likes the placeholder, all right? The placeholder it's deliberately about as boring as it could possibly be. It is literally a placeholder saying new artwork coming. But I adore the fact that rather than trying to hide this, they have just come out and been like, hey, there's an issue. We're fixing it. We're going to get the new art as soon as possible. There was another option here where they essentially made the immersive card unpullable for a while. But that would also be a terrible situation. We don't want the biggest, bestest card in the new set to be unpullable while they worked on new art. There were a lot of bad ways that this could have been done. Delaying the set, making the immersive unpullable, ignoring it. They didn't go down that route. They came along and they said, look, there is an issue. Here's the issue. New art will be available here. I also love the fact that it seems to be not pinned on Nanahara. And here's the reason, right? That artist is fantastic. Now, they've done a bunch of cards for the Pokemon TCG. I'm not going to point out all of them. We'd be here a while. Maybe their most famous ones are the Hisui and Zoroark from Crown Zenith. Oh my word, this one's stunning. The Greninja X, that was a promo around about the time of Shrouded Fable. And the Ninetales illustration rare from Obsidian Flames. They have done other cards. They've done a bunch of great cards. But I'm picking out these three as kind of like the big three that they've done. There's a couple other there's a trio of illustration rares other than this. But the point is, they've done a bunch of great cards. Here are some examples. I would be gutted, like genuinely gutted, if the result of this ended up being, well, now we don't get any more cards from this artist because this artist is a phenomenal artist. And actually, Obsidian Flames, or Ruler of the Black Flame as it is in Japan, was the most recent set. When I went to Japan for Worlds in 23, I pulled 2 of these Ninetales on a train. I have good memories of this Ninetales. I would be very sad to see this artist stop making art for the game, which we have seen happen in other card games under similar circumstances. So like I've said, I do believe that we've essentially ended up at the best possible scenario. Now, one thing I have seen online, and I cannot stress this enough, I don't know how true this is, I have no idea, but one suggestion from KetX2L over on Twitter was, well, they suggested this. In 2021, the fan art was posted. In 2022, a bootleg fig maker PC House made a fig based on their fan art. And in 2025, maybe they used this as an art reference, unknown that it was a bootleg based on fan art. I have no way of knowing whether this is true or not. I present it merely as something that somebody suggested, which I don't know could be true, you never know. It's interesting to note as well, it is both of the immersive, both the Ho-Oh and the Lugia, which have been removed and are being replaced, which honestly makes the whole figure theory a bit less likely. But it's an interesting theory, so it's one I thought I would share with you, and you can make your mind up as to exactly how true or not you think that might be. Not an ideal situation, I think we can all agree, but the fact that they've dealt with it incredibly quickly, and the fact that they've dealt with it in the way that they have, honestly just makes me excited for Pocket in the future. And yes, obviously it would be better if stuff like this never happened, but I think you need to give a lot of respect to a company that comes out and says, there was a mistake, here's how we're fixing it. And I, for one, am excited to see what the new immersive ones look like, because they're going to be kind of cool as well. For now, I want to know what you think about all of this, though. Have you pulled the immersive? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. Oh, and get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Eric Ridgway, who's been a supporter of ours for a long time now and seems to be a very lovely person. So shout-out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.